I'll wash it. Hey guys, today we're going to be making Chipotle chicken. So the first thing I'm going to do is start prepping my veggies because I'm also going to make a spicy tomatillo habanero green salsa. I used about 8 tomatillos for this salsa. I'm only using like half of this onion because I just want it to have like a mild onion flavor. And I'm only gonna do about 3 cloves of garlic for the salsa verde. The habanero is really gonna be the star of this salsa verde recipe, but I do love jalapenos, so I am gonna add just 1. Cast iron skillet is hot enough, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my tomatillos. And I'm gonna place them face down at first because I just want them to get a really good caramelization. Whenever you caramelize these vegetables before you blend them up into a salsa, the caramelization adds a lot of extra flavor. This salsa verde recipe is super easy. Like, it doesn't even have to be perfect. You can just throw all this stuff in here. If your pan is overcrowded at first, it's not a big deal because your tomatillos are going to get much smaller. I don't want my vegetables to dry out too much, so I went ahead and added just a little bit of extra olive oil. Because like I said, we don't want these to burn, but we do want to get a good caramelization. I think my veggies are caramelized enough, so I'm going to go ahead and remove these from the heat. Clean as you go while you cook. My salsa veggies are very hot right now, so before I put them in the blender, I'm going to let them cool off a bit. And before I blend my salsa up, I'm going to add these 2 habaneros. I did not caramelize these because I wanted them to have a bright flavor instead of like a caramelized flavor. I normally do 1 habanero, but today we're going to be adventurous and we're going to add 2. Okay, so my salsa is made. And it's still really hot for me from cooking the vegetables. So I'm just going to take the blades out and I'm going to let it sit in the blender for a little bit.
Fast.
The first step in making my Chipotle chicken is to start my veggies. So I've got half an onion and I've got 2 jalapenos. So I'm going to start slicing these. And you want to dice your onion. I like mine diced really small. I don't like big chunks of onion. Chipotle chicken, and the first thing I'm going to do is turn on my heat to a medium heat. I'm going to let that heat up for just a second. Just a little bit of olive oil. And I'm going to throw in my jalapenos and my onions. So I'm going to stir this around just to make sure all the veggies are coated in some oil so they don't burn. Add just a little extra olive oil. So now that my onions and my jalapenos have cooked down, I'm going to add a pack of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So after your chicken is in the pot with your jalapenos and onions, then you're going to add your sauce. And this is a can of chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, and this is just extra chipotle sauce because I like mine very saucy. These chipotles are very spicy. So, like, the outcome of your dinner, the spiciness level is going to depend on how many chipotles that you've added into your bowl. My salsa is already very spicy, so I don't want my chicken to be too spicy today. So I think I'm probably just gonna add like 1 chipotle and then add a bunch of the sauce. And then squeeze some of your adobo sauce out of your chipotle peppers. It's usually not enough for me because I like mine very saucy. And if you cannot find just a can of the chipotle sauce itself, then you can just buy extra cans like with the chipotles in here and use the sauce from those cans. I'm going to cook this chicken low and slow, so I'm only going to have it at about 3. So I've got my boneless, skinless chicken thighs, my jalapenos, onions, 1 chipotle pepper, and a can of adobo sauce. And I'm just going to let this cook down until the chicken is completely cooked through. And then after the chicken is completely cooked through, we'll shred that up. So my chicken was finished and I went ahead and shredded this up with, I just used 2 forks. This is what your chipotle chicken will look like. So you definitely cannot have chipotle chicken without adding to guacamole. So that's what I'm going to show you guys right now is how I make mine. I like my guacamole to be kind of simple and not be overloaded with a bunch of other flavors. I really like to be able to taste the avocado. So I'm just going to do avocado, some diced jalapenos, a pinch of salt, and a little bit of diced onion. And if you're not super familiar with how to pick an avocado, when you're at the store, you want to make sure that you don't want to get a squishy one if you're not going to eat it that day. So if you're going to wait a few days before you eat your avocado, then you can just take off this little top. And if it's still green underneath, that means you have a good avocado. Now if you take off this little top, this little stem, and it's brown, that means you have a bad avocado. Do not buy that one. I do like the guacamoles that have tomatoes and cilantro and all that, but sometimes I just like a really simple guacamole that helps bring out the flavors of the other food that you're eating it with. So now that I've got my avocado in the bowl, I'm going to just smash it up a little bit with my fork, but not all the way yet. So I'm using 3 avocados for my guacamole, and I want to add just a little bit of onion, but not a whole lot. So I'm going to use just a small piece of onion, and I'm going to slice this very thinly, and then I'm going to dice these very small because I do not like big chunks of onion in my guacamole. A little bit of extra chop. And the onions burn my eyes so bad. So yeah, if you guys know any ways to cut an onion without it making you cry and burn your eyes to the point where you can't see anything, I would love to know. I've got some warm tostadas. The first thing I'm going to do in my tostada is add a layer of our guacamole. Kind of a generous amount because I love guacamole. I'm going to do some lettuce. Normally I would like to do like a leafy green lettuce, but this is what I already have at the house, so I figured we'll go ahead and use this. And next I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of my chicken. And then I got this queso quesadilla cheese. It's kind of mild, which I really like. And now I'm just gonna add some salsa, which this is my favorite part because I love salsa. I love anything that's spicy and flavorful and has peppers or onions or garlic. So let's give it a taste.
It's so good.
You guys are gonna love this. Alright, so let me do it in scene. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Guys, thank you so much for cooking with me today. Thank you guys for cooking with me today. Bye. You think that was good?